Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. We are live. Gareth Southgate is named as provisional squad for Euro 2020. Yeah, and it has two Liverpool players in it. That is Trent Alexander-Arnold and it is Jordan Henderson. It is a 33-man provisional squad at this point, which means it has to be whittled down to 26, which is expanded from the usual 23 because of COVID and what have you, by the 1st of June. So obviously the players in this aren't by no means guaranteed their places at the European Championships, but he's named an additional bunch of players to run the rule over one more time and obviously check the fitness of another few as well. Obviously some of the names, I'll read through the squad, obviously the outstanding ones being the Liverpool players, of course. But yeah, Dean Henderson, Johnston, Pickford, of course Pickford's in there. Aaron Ramsdale, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Ben Godfrey, Reece James, Harry Maguire is in, despite the fact that he's got an injury problems. We know he's been included in Man United's Europa League final squad. Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier is in there. Kyle Walker, Ben White gets a call up as well. That's the defenders. In terms of midfielders, Jude Bellingham, after a good first season for Borussia Dortmund, is in there. Jordan Henderson, our legendary captain. Jesse Lingard is back in, which is a fair play on form, but that's mad. Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips, although he's been a little injured out himself. Declan Rice is in there, and James Ward-Prowse round off the midfielders. In terms of forwards, it's Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Mason Greenwood, Harry Kane, of course, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka from Arsenal, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, and Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins. Seen some comments, let us know your reactions to what we've seen so far. I think it's John Doyle's actually saying in the comments straight away, people think this means Trent is defo in. It doesn't, people. I think it would be mad to include Trent Alexander-Arnold in the provisional squad to then not take him. I mean, also, but then again, I suppose the complete flip side of this is, imagine having 33 players and one of them's not Trent Alexander-Arnold would be seen as absolutely, it's insanity. That would be insanity from the manager. So I guess Southgate is kind of damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. But I think it's interesting. Obviously, we know, as I say, we've got to whittle that down from 33 to 26 in time for the Euros itself. Harry Maguire and Jordan Henderson will be big ones to run the rule over there. Maguire's season's not finished just yet. Of course, as I say, Man United got the Europa League final. Henderson's is, we saw him take his place on the bench for the final league game of the season against Crystal Palace, but interesting that he didn't get any minutes on the pitch, and it does make you wonder. And apparently Southgate sent his own fitness team to the AXA training centre the other day to kind of have a look and chat with Henderson himself, so it's interesting to see they're trying everything in their power to make sure Jordan Henderson is available for this. Now, obviously, as a Liverpool fan, it's tough because I think we'd all like to live in a world where every single Liverpool player just goes to bed for the summer, go and get some sun, go and chill out by, go all inclusive somewhere, have someone bring you cocktails and have a swim and relax in a sunbathe. The Euros puts paid to that, and the Copa America for the South American lads as well. So we want to make sure that Jordan Henderson is in the best possible condition. I don't think anyone would want him to be risked, but also Jordan Henderson is the kind of guy who, it means it matters to him. It might not matter to me as so much, but it definitely matters to him. That he'll want to make sure he's available, but he also won't want to make sure that he damages his career for it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think that's one of the reasons why you've got a number of additional players in there. I mean, you have that happens at every major tournament when they have these provisional squads. The midfield, I mean, you've got Jude Bellingham in there. He's got a very bright future ahead of him. Jesse Lingard is a mad one. I mean, I get it. He's a known quantity. He's obviously well known and well liked around the England camp. I mean, famous that great video of him and Trent Alexander-Arnold where he challenges him to hit the crossbar, and he does. But yeah, he's obviously back in there on exceptional form since moving to West Ham on loan at the back end of the season. Mason Mount, yeah, he's class. Calvin Phillips obviously had a good season, but he's another one who's had a little bit of doubt. Declan Rice, another good. It's decent. I mean, but in terms of pure star power, maybe slightly lacking, and I think it definitely needs a Jordan Henderson. And the hope is that he gets used in the right way as well. It's not just a case of throwing him in at the 6 because he can do that. You'd imagine Declan Rice will get the nod in the 6, and then that frees Jordan Henderson to be box to box, and then you've got a question of who goes alongside them midfield. Mason Mount, that's a it's a pretty decent midfield. If you don't have Jordan Henderson in consideration, I think it weakens England's midfield significantly for that. The big talking point, of course, is going to be, from a Liverpool perspective, is Trent Alexander-Arnold's inclusion. He should be there. It would be absolute madness if Trent doesn't make it to the Euros. He's the most I look at the names on that list and look at some of the standout stars. And now you've got to be careful with standout stars because it's something that undercut a lot of England international campaigns. But you look at the players who are the standout names in that team. There's no standout goalkeeper. There isn't. In terms of defenders, there's the players who are in the list of those defenders. Kyle Walker, because he plays for Manchester City. And he's brilliant, to be fair. But we all know what Kyle Walker's limitations are. And they're very similar to the ones that people criticise Trent for. But people seem to have forgotten that about Kyle Walker. There's not a lot of star power in amongst the back four, back five, or whatever you want to call it for England. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the only world-class player in and amongst that list of players. I think Ben Chilwell's a fantastic left-back, but he's not the best left-back in the Premier League. That lad's Scottish. In terms of... the other star players, you're looking at what? Raheem Sterling, yeah. Jadon Sancho, yeah. Marcus Rashford. There's some real star power in attacking positions. It would be a madness. A ridiculous oversight from Gareth Southgate not to include Trent. And I get it. I get this notion of, does he suit the style? And Robertson has this for Scotland a little bit. I'm seeing some criticism for him because, for some teams you need to be a proper fullback. It doesn't matter that he's transcended that role, that he's on, he's levels above what you need because Liverpool play on a level above the average team. He's so good at football. Like, are there better defensive fullbacks? Yes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a better defensive right back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not even in the provisional squad. Then you're looking at what? You've got Kieran Trippier's just won the league with Atletico Madrid. Sounds cool. And Kyle Walker's really good. Kyle Walker is really good. I haven't got too much complaints about him. I'm not saying that he needs to, he shouldn't be in the squad or anything. Trent is better than them all. The idea that Trent can't defend is such a myth. It's ridiculous because people highlight the moments where defenders forwards have good games against them. People go past people. No one ever talks about that. If it's other players, no one ever talks about the players that Mane goes past or like Neymar goes past or whatever. Because it's just you focus so much on the attacking players. When you focus on the defensive players, other attackers have good games, wingers have good games. Trent had so many good. He's played against all of the best wingers in world football and more often than not come out on top. And in addition to that, he adds so much more to your play and what you can do. He's a set piece taker. It gets underestimated because people talk about his free kicks. He's an amazing corner taker, and I know corner taking quickly and all that, but like his delivery from corners is brilliant. And nobody's good at taking corners. Nobody. Everyone's terrible at corners. Trent is very, very, very good at them. The assist, his engine now, I think he's gone up a level as a player. When Southgate was talking about him having a tricky season in COVID, on the back of no pre-season, and then had his pre-season effectively be England international duty in September, comes back into the team late, and does struggle to get up to speed. A lot of players did. The back end of this season, even when Liverpool were crap and it wasn't being noticed, Trent was fantastic. He's been one of our players of the season, without a shadow of a doubt. He's been absolutely brilliant, so it would be a massive oversight from Gareth Southgate to not include him, and I can't see how he doesn't from this point. But you never know. James Gunn with the 199 super chat says, no Eric Dyer. Party blows and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's funny. Maybe as a centre half, but when you see him play in midfield, he's not good enough to play in midfield at a top level, is he? But yeah, you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse than him. I've seen a lot of people with the shouts for Nat Phillips. Look, Ben White's getting the call up, and it's a shame. It would have been, I think, given the world we're in and given the form of players, it's nice to have in the provisional squad. It's nice to give a nod to some form players. It would have been lovely to see Nat Phillips, even if he's just there for a week. Just there for a week, and he's not going to get taken to the Euros. I think that would have been a nice nod because there can't be many centre halves who've been as good as him in the last 10 games of the season. He's been really good. Been really, really good. But yeah, it is. I've seen people saying don't play Pickford. Yeah, Cherry and Puthicot saying Southgate probably hate Liverpool. I don't think he does. I think by all accounts he's got quite a good relationship with Jürgen and stuff. No Ings says very right, which is a surprising one. But also at the same time, you look again when you look at England's talent, it is very, very top heavy. I mean, those forward players: Calvert-Lewin, Foden, Grealish, Greenwood, Kane, Rashford, Saka, Sancho, Sterling, Watkins. Like the fact that like Saka will probably barely get a mention, and I think he's brilliant. I mean, who do you pick as how do you just start from that? Calvert-Lewin. I mean, it tailed off a little bit. And he's playing for Everton, which doesn't help anyone, apart from maybe Everton. Calvert-Lewin's amazing. Phil Foden is amazing. Jack Grealish is amazing. Greenwood is amazing. Harry Kane is amazing. Rashford is amazing. Sancho's amazing. Sterling's amazing. It's annoying that we haven't got someone to really go in there, to be honest. But maybe we do our predicted Euros and World Cup squads for years to come. Kerr Jones is in there in the future, definitely, isn't he? But no, look, there it is, the provisional squad. Let me know your thoughts. Continue to let me know your thoughts in the comments section because, look, it is a talking point. And if you want us to do some Euros content over the summer, let me know what kind of stuff you would like to see from us. I think we're going to do a watch-along for Scotland's first game, just for the Andy Robb overall. But if there's anything you really want to see. In fact, Julian Farmfield Sykes asking how far will England get. Wow, no idea. There's enough talent there that if they're set up right, and they can be defensively resolute. There's players, there's enough match winners in there, just from those names that I named there. England have got more than enough to score the goals required. Have they got the basis? And look, if they put Trent Alexander-Arnold in and Jordan Henderson is fit enough to be in that midfield, I think they should have enough. It's whether they're strong enough defensively and goalkeeper, because a goalkeeper can cost you a tournament. And bad defenders can. And I don't think England have got enough talent there. Now, they can be drilled, and that's what Gareth Southgate's job has got to do. Look, they've got every chance of making the semis. I think if they get the defensive balance right, and if he gets a good blend in the attacking areas, because there's not many teams who've got as good a wealth and array of attacking talent as England have. But we'll have to see. Maybe it's just that Gareth Southgate. Maybe Gareth. It might be down to how good Gareth Southgate is. And I don't think we really know that, but he certainly gets it, doesn't he? And he's certainly passionate, and I think sometimes that can be overstated, or can be overstated and understated. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yes, Rowan Flanagan, hi Paul. Which player would you sign for Liverpool if you had the chance? Kylian Mbappe, Haaland, Sancho. Any of them would be absolutely fine. Right, we've got loads of content coming up on the redmentv.com, which is our Liverpool streaming service. Keep, sell, loan for some of the key players around Liverpool's squad. 2 parts, that was done yesterday. That's going out this week. We're doing the season review. 2 minutes ago. I'm meant to be recording that, so I'm going to go. That's going to be a 2-part special going out this week as well. We've got the player season ratings going out, and of course, we've got the Jordan Henderson 10 Years of Red documentary series coming up. Perfect time to join up to the redmentv.com. It's a streaming service. It's like Netflix for Reds. So if you need more content, not just bonus content and shows from me and Chris and the guys in the studio, but also loads of interviews and features and lots of amazing documentaries. As I say, it's the perfect thing to keep you tided over, whether it's a build-up to the Euros or because you don't give a shit about the Euros. Yeah, anyway, more news from me as and when hopefully the Canate news breaks. But until that, have a wonderful day. I'll see you all soon. All the best. Ta-ra.